Here I am starting again. Just filling in the dark of the background as it comes up to meet the shape of the daisy. And I was saying I was increasing the depth of tone there because it's significantly darker than the shadows on the daisy. And it wasn't reading as that. And then of course we've got the dark of the inside of the sunflower, which is another significant dark too. And there's little touches of it in here. I mean, it'll be maybe a bit tricky for me now to put the yellow over these without mixing the colours in together, but I'm anxious to put in the darks where I see them just now, and then we can figure out how to manage the rest after the yellows. I'll just put some orange onto the brush because I do feel like there's a different dark to the inside of the sunflower than out here, and even out here too actually. And here. Well, I don't know if I want to do all the outside going up there just now. Maybe do what I can see between the yellow petals. There's a significant dark here that divides up the light of the brightest sunflower petals. And it kind of introduces us too to the daisy that's up here facing the light. It's very bright. And maybe trying to locate the next dark. I think it's maybe here-ish. And there's also one here. And of course up here. Maybe I'll just do another one to find a bit more the shape of that daisy. I brought it a bit too high up there. Because there's a daisy petal coming back. And then there's one last kind of bisecting triangle separating some petals, groups of petals up there. It's actually a dress that I changed into a curtain that's hanging up behind, but it's quite dark still, so I don't need to make a pattern that it is. Its reading is really dark in contrast. In contrast to all of this brightness on the flowers. Okay, and again, I don't feel like I want to do every single bit of that, but I would like to indicate the center of the daisy here too, I think. And then maybe begin by painting the dark back on it, bit that's not catching the light. Which is a kind of a greenish, yellowish, dull colour that I think I've captured here, hopefully, on the brush. Something that'll do anyway. Oh, that's too brown. Needs to have more of a green hint to it, I think. I'm just cleaning the brush completely now so that I can carve out the shape that I'm seeing here. To lift out what I put on a bit. Although I'm noticing there is a shadow cast by the centre, but at the moment I'm just wanting to paint that centre. I'm not wanting to do the shadow cast by it just yet. Because what I'm aiming to do is to paint the brightest yellow. And then there's another little crater in the centre of the daisy. Drops way down. I'm not convinced this is exactly the colour, but it's a kind of close enough. It's one of those close enough colours. And then I thought, and again this lemon yellow isn't precisely the colour either of the centre, so I'm going to see if I can make the centre colour with some Winsor orange mixed with the cadmium, with the lemon yellow. Winsor orange is a very bright orange, and I think it works with the lemon yellow. Let's see. Put a touch down anyway, hope for the best. Well, it's okay. The other stuff on the lemon yellow on its own down here a bit more satisfying, so I'm going to go back to that. Ready to add some more. Actually, what I found is cadmium yellow in the oil, and that might work best of all, really, on its own for that bright centre of the daisy. It's catching the light there. I don't like the centre being too small there. The crater needed to be reinstated. Right, I'll go with it for now anyway. We need to make it a bit thinner on the other side where there is some shadow falling on that. So I can use the shadow to thin down the centre. And the shadow is not green, it's a blue-grey, I think. So if we see if I can find that blue-grey and put some in here. And here too. I mean, it's very fluid. I think I'll just leave it loosely like that. No. I guess sunflower yellow is the next step. And I'll start with the darkish, yellow ochreish kind of colour that I think is happening in that sunflower. With half closed eyes, I'll put in what I'm noticing colour-wise best I can. And it will be a little bit orange, so I'll dull it down with a touch of greenish colour. Didn't really touch it down. Okay, I think this one's actually a bit in shadow. Not that much, but it's not completely bright either. Maybe it's a bit more close to this. And in here too. I mean, there are flashes that are extremely bright, but they're not what I'm looking at the moment. I'm wanting to notice the mid and darkest tones of the sunflower first. I love the sunflower. I was going to say the energy of the sunflower. I think it does have a swirling, kind of bright, joyful energy about it. I do love it. I wonder whether I need that sun feel. Maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. It's lovely today, the sun shining beautifully. Some days, you know, I say I want to try and paint every day and all that. There are some days when it's very hard and I just do something very basic. And some days I don't paint at all, but I aim to do something every day, drawing or a painting. And there'll be days that are satisfying and days that are completely not, I suppose. But those days you only need to do 5 minutes. Like I tell myself, since reading the book by James Clear, The Atomic Habits, I have become a lot easier on myself around consistency. And I celebrate as much the days when I don't feel like doing it, but I still do 2 minutes even, as much as I do when I do a big painting that I'm really happy with and stay all day at it and all night sometimes, because it's the consistency that matters. It's not the amount of time. So when I say I've gone easy on myself regarding consistency, I do try and show up every day, but at the same time I don't expect to make anything important every day. I just start. Today was one of those days, like I thought it might be just a 5-minute one. I can tell myself that, you know, starting out, like, remember now you just need to do 5 minutes, and then it's not a big deal. That's what keeps me going, and I'm glad once I get to it, usually, whatever day will come. working my way around, trying to get in the bits that are mid-tone mostly. And noticing the bits that are really, really bright as well. And in some part of my mind kind of panicking, thinking, how am I going to make them as bright as they actually are? It is lovely to notice the brightness of them and to have that question, like, something here that's a wee bit darker. Okay, I think I will run into the house and get my lemon yellow now, because I feel like that's the colour that's needed. And some of the sap green as well I'll need. So I'll turn off the video and just come back once I've got those colours. We'll see. Okay, see you soon.